Okay, once again, I wanted to share with you some of the myths of this one is coming from tribes of like the Arctic region or subarctic, so northern Canada, Alaska area. Just because, oh no, they're good stories and they're meaningful, and people don't tell them anymore because whatever, they're old and whatever. So the first one I want to tell you was called the Porcupine Eater. It says, the Arctic way of life insisted that much was shared, ensuring that everyone remained on fairly equal economic terms. And whenever an individual did become rich, he or she would hold a lavish feast and gift-giving ceremony known as a potlatch. I guess in the more south, like United States area, it was called a giveaway. In a culture in which generosity was such an important virtue, greed was a punishable vice, as one selfish Alaskan husband discovered to his cost. This man, who had 2 wives, grew tired of sharing the game that he trapped with his partners, and started eating some of the best parts himself before he brought home the day's kill. In particular, he had a fondness for the layer of fat that keeps female porcupines warm in the long winter. But he did not realize that one of his wives had shamanic power that enabled her to know exactly what he got up to on his own in the forest. And it just so happened that her animal spirit helper was a porcupine. The result was that the next time he settled down to one of his secret snacks, his wife used her magical abilities to make the dead porcupine's jaws fasten onto his lips, preventing him from eating anything. However hard he tried, he could not get the creature off. His wife only relented and made it let go after he had promised through necessarily gritted teeth never again to indulge himself so selfishly. So I guess the only picture here shows the porcupine overcoming the man because whatever, he's the shamanic sort. I don't really know much about shamans. I wish I knew more, but it's a complex thing, very complex thing. So the other story was called How Song Came to the Sami People. According to a legend of the Sami people in Lapland, the gentle gift of music was provided to them by the kind-hearted daughter of the sun, yet her generosity was wasted on some members of the tribe. The Sami claim that the art of song came to earth with Akanidi, the daughter of the sun, who on her daily journeys across the heavens noticed that the people below her seemed listless and sad. So she won her father's permission to visit them. She fetched up in the house of an old and childless couple who lived on a lake island. They treated her as their own daughter, but would only allow her out to mix with other people once she had come of age. When she was old enough, she wandered off into the world and achieved great things. She introduced all the people she met to the joys of singing and dancing, and also taught them how to make the colorful costumes for which Laplanders have ever since been famous. Yet not everyone was happy with her innovations. The elders of the tribe wanted nothing to do with the new ways. All that interested them were the gemstones she magically produced to adorn jackets and skirts, and then only so that they could exchange them for valuable trade goods. When Akanidi, sensing their greed, refused to give them any more, the elders plotted to kill her. Knowing that she was protected by the sun, they sought the advice of a cunning old witch named Oeds. The hag suggested they block the smoke hole of Akanidi's tent so the sun could not see them battering her to death. But in their haste, the murderers failed to fully block the hole. So when they struck Akanidi, she did not die. Instead, she faded into translucence. Then, singing a final song, she floated like fire smoke and disappeared forever from human sight. She still looks down on the world from the heavens, and every time she spots people singing, she smiles, for it reminds her that she did not make her journey in vain. Okay, so the picture it gives here is, I don't know, two people fighting or something. This all takes place in the Great North, like Greenland, Canada area. And I guess it's, that story was supposed to show that when people become greedy and they want everything for themselves or whatever, can cause lots of trouble and, too much of a good thing. Or when you get greedy and whatever, then you'll be cut off from stuff. So this video is already long enough and done. So 2 stories from tribes of North America that was not the United States. So yeah, I hope you appreciate them, because these stories don't really get told anymore because of the internet and stuff.